The Outlaw Dave Show on Houston's Eagle.
Okay. Here he comes. Phil, you're on with Outlaw Dave in Houston.
Perfect. Outlaw Dave, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Fantastic, thanks. Yeah.
Having seen you for so many years with your band Def Leppard, I didn't realize your pedigree. And when they told me that you had a new album coming out for a band called Manraze, I was like, okay, what is this? They go, well, actually, it's been around for almost, is it 20 years now?
It's over 20 years, yeah. 22 years, I think.
And this is with Simon Laffey. You were with in a band before Def Leppard called Girl.
Yes.
And on drums for this power trio, who do you have banging the skins?
We have Paul Cook, who's the drummer in the Sex Pistols, who are also, they're about to go on tour as well, right this second. So, yeah.
Kooky!
Yeah, indeed.
As a fan of music and of what you guys do, this is one of those things that you get excited about. A project that you're putting passion in, you're getting to work with people that you love. The question that really is on everyone's mind right now is, could there be at least some performances? I know you did a performance a number of years ago in VH1 Classic, put that out. Is there going to be a chance for people to see Manraze?
Absolutely, because we never split up per se. We just run out of time to do stuff, and we always see each other, all three members. We're all from London. I'm from East London, Simon's from North London, and Paul's from West London. I've still got a place in London. I can walk to Paul's house from my place. So, we remain friends, and that's been the camaraderie. But the bummer always was that the band didn't get enough traction. We had all this really great stuff, and what's amazing about this box set, there's like this 5 CD box set, and there's all of this material, and a lot of it we'd forgotten about. There's tracks, and it's like, I've never heard this song before, and it's like, yeah, because it's 20 years old, and it sounds amazingly fresh and brand new, a lot of it. So it's just great that we can finally get this stuff out. So yeah, we'd love to do some shows. I mean, we were talking about doing a tour of London, like just a bunch of places, just getting time, or LA or New York or whatever, if when we're in the same place, so we can actually do that. But yeah, no, we're definitely up for that. It's just getting the time.
There was a documentary shot almost. Yeah, now that you're saying it, I guess it was back in 2008, and that was on VH1 Classic.
You know what? I don't even remember. We had so much stuff. I mean, one of the things I do remember, there was the Download Festival that Def Leppard played in 2000. I'm not even sure what year it was, 2009, 2010. And Manraze played the same weekend, so I had to rehearse twice. I was in the studio recording with Def Leppard, and I rehearsed with the guys, and I was like, got to go now, got to go across town in Dublin and rehearse with Manraze. So, we done 2 performances at the same festival, and that was great. That was really, really super cool. And one of the most special outdoor, download things was certainly Def Leppard's ever done as well. So, just a blast. So there was so much happening, and people were just filming all the time. So, there was all sorts of stuff. There's a BBC documentary and God knows what. So, there's a lot of material out there.
Lock, stock, and barrel. It is the complete recordings of Manraze, a 5 CD box set. There's a single that's been released. We've got it. It's called I Surrender.
Yes.
I know you're singing on it and playing guitar. You want to tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about Def Leppard, everyone in the band is a lead singer. We're kind of like Queen in that respect. We can just, anyone can do the thing. The thing with Manraze, it's a different style of music. It's very diverse. It can be like full-on punk rock, or sound like Guns N' Roses one second, and sound like the Police, or Sly and Robbie the next. So that's the great thing. We can go in any direction, and that was the latest song that we done. But that was a few years ago that we actually recorded it. So it's finally getting some airtime. So we loved how it turned out.
Now the genesis, you and Simon were in a band called Girl, and this is in the late 70s. Is that right?
That's when we started. With Phil Lewis, who was in LA Guns.
Right.
He was the lead singer, and that was the band. And again, it was very diverse. It was kind of New York Dolls meets Aerosmith, post-punk glam rock. That's the best way to describe that. So that's and we were all from London, so it was very interesting, that whole band as well. So, and very amazing musical musical kind of pedigree and diversity. You know, all the stuff that we'd listen to. You'd listen for everything from Earth, Wind and Fire to Herbie Hancock to, you know, the Pistols. It would be right across the board, yeah. So it was very interesting.
Is that your roots? Is your roots punk rock?
Well, when it came out, you know, I'm from London, so I grew up listening to the Beatles and the Stones, obviously, because all of that stuff came out, and the Who, you know, they were a London band, and you know, the Kinks, all this great stuff. Also, all the Motown stuff, Stevie Wonder, and the, you know, Atlantic Soul, you know, Aretha Franklin, stuff like that, and dub reggae, because we had a lot of West Indian roots in England, you know, in London in the 60s. So you would, all of this amazing music would just, you just hear it all over the place. So that was really the reason why we get such a diverse kind of pedigree, really, if you like.
You brought up the New York Dolls. I was at a friend's birthday celebration.
Yeah.
It was a stupid one of those, and I've got that weird mind where I might just jump around, ADD or whatever, and somebody said something, and I go, I remember I was at a Buster Poindexter show, and we were doing Bloody Mary shots, and everybody stopped to look at me, and they go, hot, 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 and I go, well, I mean, you know who Buster was.
Wow.
And nobody knew who Buster Poindexter really was. They only knew that pop hit. I go, dude, that's David Johansen from the New York Dolls. And he also played the cab driver in Bill Murray's Scrooged. And literally, Phil, people looked at me like they were like, what is he talking about?
No, I'd have been right there with you.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
And even more so.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I remember that scene. I remember Poindexter. Absolutely. It was amazing. Yeah, so he was incredible.
David Johansen, the New York Dolls, Lou Reed, the Sex Pistols, everything that we're talking about right now. And that the kids need to understand is that, sure, rock may have started, depending on how far back you go, but if you're not too old, rock started back with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and then from there it just began to grow. And that family tree of rock is so amazing. And we just on Memorial Day here in America, we did like the Eagle 500. We looked back at 500 of the greatest songs, and when you connect them all, as you're talking about, all these different bands that had all these different influences, to us, it all goes back to, well, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones.
Well, it goes back before that as well. I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff that come from the blues, but Little Richard, I think, was the first hard rock singer.
Huh.
You listen to that early recordings, and that was it. And, you know, that came from, I saw this brilliant poster. It was B.B. King. It was Little Richard with Jimi Hendrix on guitar. It was James Brown. They're all playing on the same night. And it was all these different versions of what would become rock, metal, soul, everything. You know, it was right there. So the pedigree goes back even there, you know. So I love all this stuff as well. But when you go and check out early Little Richard stuff, you hear his voice. It's like no one was singing like that. And then obviously, you know, Mick Jagger, John Lennon, they would kind of adopt that kind of snarl and growl that he had on the voice. And it was so punk rock back then of what he was doing. So yeah, it's incredible.
I've got goosebumps just sitting here talking music with Phil Collen. The brand new box set, Lock, Stock, and Barrel. It is the complete catalog of the Manraze collection of music. It is available now. We're going to listen to I Surrender. And now, before I let you go, Def Leppard just did a couple of huge barnstorming tours here in North America. Sold out, huge crowds. Everybody's excited. Is there new Def Leppard music coming out of the studio?
We don't stop recording. So, you know, we had a song called Just Like 73 that we didn't quite finish for the Diamond Star Halos album. And you know, we had Tom Morello guested on it with us. That was great.
Yeah.
But, so we're constantly recording. So we've, you know, we've got albums worth of material. So it's just a matter of when, you know, in typical Def Leppard fashion, when it actually comes out. So, but yeah, we're on the go. We've got some killer stuff that's amazing. I'm really excited about. So at some point, yeah.
Did everybody get the reference Diamond Star Halos, or did you have to explain that over and over again? Sometimes, you know, because again, me and Joe were talking about, you know, we were kind of that album, you know, it was during COVID, but we just wanted a salute to our heroes, especially the glam rock ones, and I just said, well, what about Diamond Star? It's a line from the T-Rex song, you know, get it on, and no,
a lot of people was like, what's that? Yeah, you go back and listen to that.
I love it. I love it. You know, they say sometimes I make cultural references that only 8% of the audience get. And I go, well, the other 92% love me, so they forgive me. But the 8% that got it think I'm brilliant right for one moment.
100%. I'm right there with you. Absolutely.
When you come back to Houston, Texas, make sure you say Outlaw Dave is a good guy, and maybe we'll get a chance to hang out again sometime soon.
Hopefully, that'd be great. Thank you.
Appreciate your time, brother. I'll see you soon.
Houston's classic rock. The Eagle.